Hello, welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the UEFA Champions League 2023-2024, round of 16, the second leg, week one, where this weekend we play the first four games of the second leg, where we have the first four teams that qualify to the quarterfinals, where Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid and Manchester City qualify to the quarterfinals, and they will wait the last four teams that will qualify to the quarterfinals, and these two teams will be defined the next week. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about what happened in each game, in the second leg, and which team won the series. So, by the way, if you want to know what happened in round of 16, the first leg week one games, you can click here in the next league, in the UEFA Champions League 2023-2024, round of 16. 16, first leg week, and if you are in my YouTube channel, you can look for the video with this name. So, about this game, yesterday we played the first game where the Bayern Munich defeated 3-0 the Lazio, where Bayern Munich won the series 3-1 and advanced to the quarterfinals. Remember that in the first leg, Bayern Munich lost that game and Lazio won 1-0, because remember that the game was very close and Lazio was a little better than the Lazio before the red card that the Bayern Munich received, were the one defender, and after that the Lazio won that game and scored a goal by a penalty, and they won the game. About this game, Bayern Munich was better team, to be honest. They attacked and they humiliated the Lazio, and since the first minutes of the game, the Bayern Munich controlled all the ball and they were the better team. The Bayern Munich was attacking, but they couldn't score a goal. And in the last minutes of the first half, Hurricane scores the first goal, and the Bayern Munich were leading 1-0 the series in the minute 39, and the series was tied 1-1. And before the halftime before the first half was ending, the Thomas Müller scored the second goal in the stopping time, the minus 45 plus 2 minutes, and with this score, the Bayern Munich were leading the game 2-0, and they were leading 2-1 the series. In the second half is when the Lazio started to attack more, especially in the first minutes of the second half. But to be honest, Bayern Munich was better team. They had always the game under control, and in the minus 66, the Hurricane scored his second goal and the third goal of the Bayern Munich. And with this goal, it was enough. Bayern Munich won the game 3-0, and they won the series 3-1, and they qualified to the quarterfinals. And in the second game that was played yesterday, the PSG didn't have any problem and won 2-1 the Real Sociedad. Remember that in the first game, the PSG didn't have any problem and defeat 2-0 the Real Sociedad, where PSG could have won that game by two more goals, like 4-0, but they couldn't. And since the first leg, PSG had qualified because Real Sociedad didn't take advantage of that, and it was more complicated. The yesterday game was closer and more competitive than the first leg, because Real Sociedad played in home, and PSG what did all the game was to defend first and play to the counter attack, and this was great for them because Kylian Mbappe scored the PSG first goal in the minus 15, and this was enough. And in that moment, the PSG were leading the series 3-0. Real Sociedad had to score 3 goals to minimum send the game to the overtime, and that was impossible to overcome the score. And the PSG were leading 1-0 in the halftime. In the second time, where the PSG scored the second goal in the minus 56. Kylian Mbappe scores his second goal, and the game was over because PSG were leading the game 2-0, 4-0 in the global series. And almost in the end of the game, Real Sociedad scored the only goal of the series. Well, Merino scored the Real Sociedad goal in the minute 89, and in the end, the PSG won the game 2-1. They won the series 4-1, and they qualified to the quarterfinals. This was a very great performance for the Real Sociedad in this tournament in the UEFA Champions League 2023-2024, because they won the group where they wanted to Inter Milan. They couldn't pass or qualify to this run, to the round 16, because they have the bad look that they play against the PSG. So, and today we will have two games, where the first one, Real Madrid suffered a lot, and they tied the game 1-1 against RB Leipzig. In the first game, to be honest, Real Madrid didn't play a very great football. RB Leipzig was better team in the first game, but unfortunately they couldn't score. Real Madrid just scored the only goal of the first game, and they won the game 1-0. So RB Leipzig needed to win this game minimum by one goal to send the game to overtime, but they couldn't, and to goal to win the game. But in this series, in all the series, to be honest, RB Leipzig was the better team that the series, the Real Madrid. But you know how Real Madrid is; they can play a very bad football. They could be attacked a lot, but when they have the only opportunity that they have, they score, and that was enough to win the game. So I told you, RB Leipzig play a tremendous game in this second half. Also was the better team than Real Madrid, but they couldn't score the goals. You can see here that you can see in the statistics that RB Leipzig had more shoot and target than Real Madrid. They had 4, and Real Madrid had 3. But in this game, it's not how many times you show to target, if not how many times you score the goal. In the first half, RB Leipzig was better team than the Real Madrid, but they couldn't score. And the second half is when the Real Madrid made its adjustment, where in the first 20 minutes of the second half they were better team than RB Leipzig. In the minus 65, after a very great play as a team, Vinicius Junior scored the first goal of the Real Madrid, and the series was over in that moment. But 3 minutes later, RB Leipzig scored the tie in the minus 68 by Willy Orban, and put the game in emotion, because in that moment the RB Leipzig just needed one goal to send the game to overtime. They had 2 or 3 more opportunities to score a goal, they couldn't, and in the end Real Madrid tied the game 1-1. This game was tied 1-1. Real Madrid won the series 2-1, and they qualified to the quarterfinals. You know how is Real Madrid, they suffer a lot, but in the end they know how to play this kind of games, and they know how to win this kind of games. And in the last game of the week, Manchester City didn't have any problem, and they defeat 3-1 the Kobenhavn. Remember that in the first leg, Manchester City didn't have any problem, and they defeat 3-1 the Kobenhavn. To be honest, in this first game, the Manchester City was the best team, and the Manchester City should have won the first game by 4 or 5 goals difference, but they couldn't, and they just won by 2 games, 3-1. In the second half, the Real Madrid, Manchester City won the series, because in a lapso in the first 9 minutes, Manchester City scored 2 goals in -5 and the -9, and they were leading 2-0 in the -9, and they were leading 5-1 in the series, and the game was over. In the rest of the game, Manchester City was better team. They were attacking, but they couldn't score a goal. In the minute 29, Kobenhavn scored the only goal of the game, where Mohamed Elionossi scored it. And before the halftime, when the halftime was over, in the stopping time, in the minus 45 plus 2, Erling Haaland scored the third goal of the Manchester City, and Manchester City were leading the game 3-1 in the halftime. And this is great for Erling Haaland, because because before this goal, Manchester City had scored 10 goals, and in that laps, Erling Haaland hadn't scored a goal. So there is important always that the forward score a goal in the second half. The Manchester City reduces his football level. They relax, and in the end it was enough, and they won the game 3-1, and they won the series 6-2. So, how I told you, the first four teams that qualified to the quarterfinals are Manchester City, Real Madrid, PSG, and Bayern. The next week will be played the second leg, week 2, where we'll have 4 games. So in the next Tuesday, Arsenal will receive the Porto, where the Porto won the first game 1-0, and Barcelona and Napoli will play. Also that game, that day, where Barcelona and Napoli tied the game 1-1 in the first leg, and the next Wednesday, Borussia Dortmund will receive PSG, where in the first game, these two teams tied the game 1-1, and the last game, Atletico Madrid will receive the Inter Milan, where Inter Milan won the first game 1-0. So here's what my opinion and analysis of what happened this week in the UEFA Champions League 2023-2024 round of 16, second leg, week 1. See you next video. Gibran.